Hello YouTube, this is a short video related to 3D printing. I finally unburied my 3D printer again. I had put all kinds of stuff on it and couldn't use it. And then I found out that the power supply was dead. So while it was sitting by itself, the power supply died. Thankfully I could get one locally. So I didn't have to wait for China to send me one. Anyhow, you remember the TS100 soldering iron that I got for review from Banggood, and I mentioned in that review that I did not like very much this clip-on thing. Let me unplug it here. I don't need the wire. I'll put those away for a second. So I didn't like this because I had to fumble around to get it to hold it in my hand. So I looked around and finally found one holder on on Thingiverse that I love. Look at this. And I knew I saved this cooling block from a PC CPU cooler for a reason. It's solid brass and it was just too nice to throw away. So I wanted to use it as a mount for something. I actually wanted to use it for the camera mount, for if I make videos from my table. And then let me show you real quick here. I found this little guy and I printed it. This is ABS, and of course, as you might know, ABS does shrink after it's cooled down. So this did not fit this anymore. It goes in, but it's tight. I will scratch and mar the finish of this. So, and since it didn't go very well with the color theme on this guy, I printed again another one in black this time. Again ABS, and this one is just perfect. It's tight, it's not loose, it's not shaking, but as you can see, you can take it out and put it in one hand. So now I can use this little guy even more often, and I think this looks pretty nice. And the copper color of the iron goes perfectly with the copper of the mount. So this is one thing I wanted to show. I will put a link in the description for this little guy on Thingiverse. It's not by me, I just found it there. And if you want to use ABS and want to scale it up, it's 1.05 scaling factor, and you will get this, of course, if your printer is calibrated same as mine, I guess. So this was that, and this is my nozzle for the pick and place machine that I'm building. It does have some run out. I don't know if you can tell it in the video. It's not by much, but having a up-looking camera, it will be no issue. And this is of course a changeable, and I designed a nozzle changer for that too. Excuse me. But the main reason why I'm showing you this is this little guy. It's like a hat. Just a second, let me get some better lighting here. I'm misusing the microscope for its lights. So now, as you can see, this is actually upside down right now. So this will be mounted on here, this will be mounted on here, but I do need longer screws for that. So I ordered those. Anyhow, what this guy does is you don't need a coupler. Those metal couplers that you can buy cost $15. And I doubt that they're easy enough to turn that if the motor turns, that the hose will not turn. So I highly doubt that. So this is just some very simple. Hold on, I had another one of those. The first version I printed. Well, if I could ever... Okay, I will pause the video for a second so you won't have to wait for me. Just a second, please. Okay, I'm back. I put it on a hose already, so let me show it here. This is just basically a hole where you attach your hose onto it. And if you mount it on the stepper, as you might know, these have hollow shafts, so the vacuum goes through there. Let me just unscrew this and take it off. Okay, this will eventually mount here, and it has a cutout for the connector and goes like this. So then I can mount this on its bracket with the holder, and this will be the top. And no matter how much it turns, let me take those out too. No matter how much the motor turns, it will not bend or rotate the tube. Sorry, I should have that done before I started the video. I hope you can bear with me. Okay, so this goes like this, and this will go on the bottom after it's mounted with its bracket. And then if you turn the shaft, you still have your hose attached but not moving at all. So the less moving parts, the better it is, the less weight, the faster you can move it, and so on. What I figured, I'm gonna put double-sided tape on here and glue it down first and then tighten it down with the screws, and that way this thing's gonna be airtight. There will be no way for it to leak air or vacuum. I don't know if you can leak vacuum, but anyhow, it will be airtight. So this it's called, what is it called? Vacuum gasket. It's also available on Thingiverse. Did I say it right? Yes. And I will put a link for this too, so you can, of course, I made it 1:1 and it shrunk, so the holes did not match up. Maybe I can show you. They were too tight. It's hard to see on the camera. Excuse me. Anyhow, with this guy, it does fit, and I think black looks better. Anyhow, those were the two huge big 3D printed parts that I did, and I put the links on the description. If you like, you can download them there, and credit due where it's due. I did not make these, I just printed them, but I think this holder came out nice. I saw a couple other holders, but this I like. And this is a GoPro mount. You might know it, you might have it. This actually comes with its own extension and the own mount, but since I had this, I didn't print it, so I just printed this one. Here it is, and so it's gray. You can see it easier in gray. Anyhow, this was it. Thanks for watching. Take care.